What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another video. I always tell myself I'm going to start posting more on this channel and more frequently, and I never do. But I promise I will. We got a little change of scenery today. I don't feel like going upstairs to record behind the green screen and all that, so you get a nice chill on the couch video in my living room. I want to talk real quick about Trump's approval rating because I think this is actually important. And I think the one thing you guys appreciate about me and my channel is you are always going to get honesty. And the problem that you see on YouTube is a lot of people are not honest and they live in these cults. I always say there are cults on both sides. There is a cult on the right, there's a cult on the left, where both sides feel that their leader of that side can do no wrong. I'm not of that opinion. Anyway, let's get into the video. Trump had the lowest approval rating. The news got announced. He has some of the lowest approval rating in the first 100 days. I don't think it was in history. I think it was over the last 40, 50, 80 years. It was some crazy thing like that. I think it was since Nixon. You haven't really seen a president have such a terrible approval rating. And then they pulled up a bunch of different presidents. Obama's rating was really high his first 100 days. It was like in the 60 percentile. Clinton's was high, Bush's was higher. All these people were higher. Trump's was absolutely in the gutter. And the funny part is there were 4 national polls that were released today, and all of them pretty much said the same thing. They said that Trump's approval rating was pretty much crashing or in the gutter because of how Americans feel about how he's handling the economy and particularly the tariffs. Now, remember, the economy was Donald Trump's strongest issue, and it has now become his weakest issue. Many people voted for Trump because they did not like the way that their pockets felt. They felt like they didn't have as much money. They didn't feel as financially secure as they did under Trump's first presidency. A lot of people felt a lot more financially secure, felt like they had a lot more money, felt like things were a lot more affordable. Then Biden comes in. Inflation is sky high. Everybody's pretty much losing their minds. They're blaming Biden for that. I'm not necessarily saying Biden is to blame for the inflation, but that would be a whole video within itself. But the bottom line is people blame Biden for that. And people voted in Trump because he said, I will make things more affordable for you. I will fix the economy, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward. That hasn't really been the case. And when I say this, I'm talking about consumer sentiment. I'm not talking about the numbers. Forget what the numbers are saying. Consumer sentiment is, how do people feel? And right now, people feel just as broke as they did under Biden, if not worse. And unfortunately, those tariffs are going to make it worse. Pretty much every news network, even Fox News at this point, has admitted that the tariffs are going to make things economically worse for the country and for the average American, not better. Tariffs are pretty much a tax. That's what they are. Let me just go ahead. Hold on. I just wanted to pull up a graphic real quick I got on my iPad. So I'm looking at the CBS News poll. It says here, Trump's approval rating. And remember, this is the number that says the percentage of people who approve of Trump's handling of the economy. March 2nd, it was at 51%. March 30th, it was at 48%. April 13th, it was at 44%. And fast forward to now, we are now sitting at 42%. The same could be said about inflation. And then if we look at another graphic, in that same poll, it says, do you approve or disapprove of the way Trump is handling each of the following? Immigration, 53% of people disapprove. Managing the federal government, 57% disapprove. Looking out for the interests of average Americans, 58% disapprove of how Trump is doing with that. The economy, 61%. U.S. relations with other countries, 61%. Tariffs on imported goods, 64% disapprove. The recent turmoil in the stock market, 67%. Now, let's just quickly go over everything that Trump has done. And again, this is just me being honest. I do not have Trump derangement syndrome like people like to claim. I just tell it like it is. Regardless of how you feel about Trump, if you're an honest person, you have to admit that Trump's first 100 days have not really been what many people have expected who voted for him. It's been pretty underwhelming. And the tariffs are not helping either. The tariffs, I don't care what anybody says, they are not good. You can say that Trump has some grand master plan. He has a strategy behind it. Whatever you want to say, that's fine. Maybe he does have a strategy. Maybe long term, it ends up working out. But one thing that I can tell you is these tariffs are not going to be good for not only the economy and the country, but for the American people. You have all these different business leaders coming out and speaking on it. There was an article today from Jamie Dimon, or like some sort of article about Jamie Dimon spoke behind the scenes basically and said, yeah, this economy is going to go into a recession, and it's because of the tariffs. Let me speak further on why Trump's approval rating is going down, and we just got to be honest here. You get elected president. As soon as you get elected, you hire Elon Musk to save the government money. And what do you start doing? You immediately start cutting departments. You're firing people. You're cutting you're completely getting rid of the Department of Education. Everybody's getting fired. Everybody's going through layoffs. You're laying off tens of thousands of people. People are losing their jobs. Now you're instituting these tariffs. Now you're bringing back student loan payments, and people who are in default on their student loans are going to have their paychecks garnished. I mean, with all of these radical things that this guy is doing, you could expect that your approval rating is not going to be high, on top of the fact that they do not feel financially secure as they thought they would under your presidency. I mean, we just got to be honest, y'all. When Trump was running for president, he said, I'm going to make your grocery bill lower. I'm going to bring gas prices down, blah, 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 blah. So far, that has not happened. The grocery bill really hasn't changed. I go grocery shopping every few weeks, 2 weeks, whatever. Grocery bill's still the same. Gas prices are still pretty high. Trump said that he would stop the Russia-Ukraine war the first day in office. It's been 100 days. Russia-Ukraine war is still happening. As a matter of fact, you got other conflicts that are escalating now. You got Russia-Ukraine. You got Israel-Palestine, which was already happening under Biden. However, you have a new conflict. Now you got India versus Pakistan that is brewing. It's going to be very interesting to see how Trump handles that. But the bottom line is, we just got to be honest. The first 100 days of Trump's presidency has not been what you've expected. That doesn't mean that his presidency is going to be terrible. That doesn't mean it's going to be over. Oh, by the way, not to mention, and I said from the beginning that making Pete Hegseth, the freaking Fox News anchor, the Secretary of Defense, was one of the dumbest decisions ever. There's an article, I kid you not, every 3 or 4 days about this guy in these Signal chats. Every single time there's something new. His phone is compromised, or he is in this Signal chat and that Signal chat, and just all this crazy. It's just insane. It really is a circus under Trump. But I got to be honest with you. I'm rooting for him because he's the president. Why would I not root for him? I hope that he does things that are going to help the country. I hope that he's going to do things that are going to help the American people. I hope that this country is in a better place by the end of his 4 years. Any person that gets into the office of the presidency, I am rooting for them. I want you to do well, because you doing well and doing good things is going to help me and help everybody. Like, I want that to happen. But I just haven't been impressed with the first 100 days. I just got to be honest about that. So anyway, just wanted to give my thoughts on that real quick. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'll try my best to post more on this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.